Hey, what's going on YouTube? Doing an update on my fish tanks and a lot of my rams. So I've been breeding German blue rams the last few months. I have a lot of different stages of babies right now, all the way from selling size to 1 week old fry. I thought I'd go through and show you what it looks like and do a quick little tour. So up in this 20-gallon tank we have a bunch of like almost 3-month-old rams. You can see a few of them are colored up right in the center. There's a male or two. When they spread out in a bigger tank, they'll color up more, but they're still young. Has some brisk-nosed plecos in there as well. And these guys are 3, almost 4 months old. Larger tank, they'll grow a little bit faster, but there's no rush to get them that big right now. Doing water changes like twice a week on them. Down here is a lot more in this tank. So this tank's about a month younger, but there's probably 200-300 rams in this tank. I just changed my lighting. I have these LED strips on the roof now. So they're not super bright, but I had a light before. It was almost too bright. That's why there's lots of algae in there on the walls, but you can see those rams. Just running sponge filters. The room's heated, so it's around 80 degrees in here. And then moving down further, just finished these 10-gallon tanks within the last hour. So right now I have 9 10-gallon tanks stacked. These middle 3 I just moved all my rams that were in small jars. I had to change the water like every day or two, but now I'm in these larger tanks. So the air bubbles in there. I'm filling the tanks up. But there's some rams in here. They're probably about a month and a half old. You can see them in there. It's not the best. So I was trying to get a like, black spot on their side, but no color at all yet. Another tank over. I'll wipe all these bubbles on these tanks. Another tank of rams here. There's probably even more in this tank. I mixed 2 spawns. And you really can't tell how many are in this tank because they're all hugging the walls. So you can see them over here. These are all German blue rams as well. And then the last tank, these guys are all hiding to the back so you can see how many there are. This is 2 spawns combined as well. So I have 5 different spawns in these 3 10-gallon tanks. Definitely a few hundred rams there. So as they grow up, you may lose a couple here and there. You'll have to call ones with deformities, but they've all been doing really well, and I've had a very high success rate once they get to a certain size. Over here, I have some real young ones. It's hard to see them, but they're in this bottom container. See them in the back. They're not even as big as maybe like a guppy fry. They're probably half the size. I get them started on micro worms and newly hatched brine shrimp. They gotta be really small, still in the bottom. They graze on that stuff all day. I like doing the air stone instead of a filter. You have to change the water more often. It gets dirty, but they always can catch their food and it doesn't get sucked up. And if you're gone all day and you're working or something, you can put food in early in the morning, and then after work, and they've been doing okay for me, so it's not like I'm feeding them 10 times a day. You can see them all in the back. They're just a little hang-on like container. The room's heated, so there's no heater. And then over here in this 40-gallon, we have a lot older rams. These guys I could probably sell. A few of them kind of formed weird, so I may not sell them, I may just keep them. But they're all colored up now. You can see males and females on a sponge filter as well as a big thing of moss growing in here. But these are about 4, almost 5 months old. 4.5 probably. I have all the dates marked somewhere so I can go back and track them. But definitely like the German blue rams. They're one of my favorite fish, so finally got them breeding and I actually can raise them, which is a little bit harder than most fish, but it is possible. So this tank's gonna get drained down and moved over to the rest of this rack, so I'll be doing a fish update very soon. But while I was in the middle of filling these 10 gallons up and moving stuff, I wanted to shoot a quick video. So that's about it. I'll go walk around and show off my 55 gallon tank with ramps. But here we are outside with the 55 gallon. So I got some fake plants in there, some pots with real moss glued on top. Lots of juvenile and adult German blue rams. These are all kind of just holdbacks for myself. There's a real nice male right there. He's a little bit larger. There's that one there too. They're not showing off as much blue as they normally do. But they do kind of flash back and forth. There's a female that's kind of coloring up. They go back and forth if you watch them for a few minutes. They'll flare up and they'll go down back and forth. But they do kind of school up in this tank. I have almost 2 dozen of them. And these are all fish I've bred and raised. Even right now, I swear they've colored up since we started looking at them. There's some driftwood in there. I have a breeding pair of plecos back there. In that case, there's a common mixed with an albino. UV sterilizer running. Sponge filter as well. And there's a heater because this is on the outside of the room. But yeah, alright, thanks for watching, guys.